and you see it's back at it again, man. It's that You Heard pod.
Hey.
With the OGs, man. You know what I'm saying? With that old English M. This is my favorite hat. That's why I mix almost every episode.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to. I got the green one, man, but I'm gonna have to get an exchange or something because that joint too big.
Well, yeah, I don't have that problem, man. I don't think I'll ever find a hat that's too big. That's not the thing.
I look like a mid-90s rapper, son, with that hat on.
or that new trend, that big hat trend. You know what I'm saying? Be like that.
Jewels dipsetting them, man. I look like a.
Oh yeah, when the Jones went over the ears and just
yeah,
I was like, fam, how do you see?
Right, yeah. Dipset. Yeah.
Hey man, y'all know what to do, man. Leave comments, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Leave your reviews everywhere you get your podcast, and we appreciate all of it, man. Let's get into this intro, man. Let's chop it up.
Welcome to the You Heard podcast with your hosts, Ben, Joe, and CB. We're here to cover everything related to Miami Hurricanes football, from hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about that right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate it. I'm saying, like,
I mean, what did you talk? What are we talking about, son?
Get into it. I felt
keep it in the fuck. You heard?
Hey man, let's start with the news that just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Chris Graves, you know what I'm saying, hitting that transfer portal. I don't know how it works. I thought you only had 2 windows. I guess it's just a year-long thing now with this transfer portal stuff. So best of luck to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Wish you land on your feet, man, and go be great, young man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I thought the young man had crazy potential. You know what I mean? Chris Graves Jr., if you don't know who we're talking about, 6'1" DB out of Fort Myers. Yeah, man, he came in with the last coach and the last regime. So, you know, we could look at it like that, but you know, nobody knows what happened. All we know is he's in the portal and he's looking for another opportunity, man. So hopefully he gets it.
Yeah, man. You think that, you know what I'm saying, a conversation was had before fall practice begins, and look, coaching staff has told you they're honest to a fault, and that conversation that was had probably was advised, or you know what I'm saying, Chris and his family sat down and talked about it. Look, I need an opportunity to play, and you know what I'm saying, that's really what it comes down to, man. You got to show your greatness and go show it wherever you land on your feet, man. We'll be rooting for you, and I'm sure you'll let us know. I'm saying on Twitter and everything where you land, man. Go do your thing.
Definitely.
This is the tough thing, right? Like, this is why we always say, like, so like the week of game 1, we aren't gonna do our predictions.
Yeah.
Just look how the roster moves, right? Like, we talk about in the secondary, just the secondary was like, yo, it's an open game. Like, we don't know who's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and down the line. We had Chris Graves in that running. So it's like, how are you gonna project it out? So how do you, like, you see the lineups and you see, like, oh, who's gonna be the top performers? Like, how do you know? You don't know who could drop, you don't know who could transfer, you don't know any. So that's why, like, when everybody goes, oh, we got to do this, I'm like, fam, I don't know. I don't even know what the roster's gonna look like game 1 if I'm keeping it a buck.
Yeah, it could be more, man. You know what I mean? It could be more. There's there's numbers, right? You got to make room at the end of the day. You know, and if you're expecting more people to come on board, unfortunately, you know, you have to make room, man. We know it's a business, and you know, we know what it is, man. And the players, I'm sure, know what it is. If you have a staff, and I prefer you mentioned the honesty piece of it. You know, that's what I know, me as a parent, I would definitely welcome and prefer the honest approach, as long as everything is fair, you know what I mean? But the honest approach is how it needs to happen, you know? Sit down, yo, we appreciate you, man. you've done what you could do, but I think you should move in a different direction, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, because the honesty part of it gives you the full picture and all the information, right? Because if you're moving funny, not answering your phone, not responding to text messages, yada, you know what I'm saying? Not being there for the meeting, you're like, all right, I'm up in the air, but like this ends on a bad note, and then that player says, yo man, but this staff does this, like they might not communicate with you well. Like that's the thing you got to think about with that honesty part. So that's why I appreciate it, man. You know me, man. I always like to keep it a buck, and that's why we say it on the show. But it's more than just keeping it a buck. It's like, yo, you know exactly where I stand with everything I say.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, well, I don't know, man. You might have a chance. Then he stays the whole year and never gets any play. That's another year he's burned towards his ultimate goal of wanting to make it to the NFL. Right? Because nobody's in college to not make it.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah,
so with him leaving,
mm-hmm.
You got Caleb Spencer left back there. Still got Jaylen Harris. Still got Markeith. And these are safeties that we're talking about. I think Chris Graves is probably in the mix for both safety and corner, but I think more safety, maybe. But yeah, Jaden, Markeith, Caleb Spencer, still got James and Cam, of course.
Yeah, because if you think about those two defensive backs that they brought in, right? Those two, Jaden Harris or Jaden Davis and Jadeus Rashard.
Jadeus Rashard, yeah.
Yeah, so you bring them in. That's more bodies. You saw when was it Terry Roberts dropped out earlier during during the summer. So
you still got Corey Couch back there. You still got Malik Curtis. If you gonna keep him at DB.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies, man. That's a lot of bodies.
Brian Balaam, who by all accounts last year was in the mix for heavy minutes.
Yep. So. By all accounts, and it's just, man. This is the business of college football, man. It's what happens. Yeah. And what I appreciate now is that the business is equal on both sides, right? Like now the money, obviously the revenue isn't the same, right? Like the head coach you're not gonna get the head coach money. Not yet, right?
Not quite. No.
Yeah, I can see that happening for like that sophomore that balled out, like that redshirt sophomore that might go to the league, but they're like, yo, we need you to stay another year. Here's, you know what I'm saying, like that type of situation, like that type of conversation. But yeah, man. So he moves on, wishing the best. With him moving on, you know what I'm saying, numbers go down. You got to get to the 85 limit. And we got some crazy. I want to say crazy because I don't know how you feel about it, but in the secondary, you went through the list of the bodies, right? For next year, we'll get into the guys that are leaving, possibly leaving, because there was a decommitment, and all the, you know what I'm saying, Kane's Twitter is saying, yo, he did that for this reason, right? Sure. So we'll get into, you know what I'm saying, Jaylen Heyward, CB's guy. Every time, just we're not even talking about him sometimes, or that position group or nothing. Just but Jaylen Heyward, that's CB's numero uno. So what did you think when he dropped that decommitment from Georgia of all places?
Yeah, so that's been the word for a while, right? It was the word that resurfaced after he visited Miami on his official. Wasn't it an official? Yeah, it was an official, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, after he visited Miami, that was the word, right? Yeah, we looking, he might be decommitting. And again, we don't know what happened. Was it a decommitment on his end? Was it a decommitment? Was Georgia like, yo, we're going to move in a different direction? We don't know. But, Miami is definitely a player, I'm sure. And I think we'll find out something either way quickly, man. I think we'll probably find out by the weekend, for real. The weekend, maybe early next week. If, it's going to be Miami or somewhere else. I'm hearing UCF is in there.
Yeah, UCF is talking.
Yeah, UCF is talking. They're trying to get it. UCF not playing. Gus not playing games.
No.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean,
Hopefully,
they're going to the Big 12.
that's an addition. Addition by subtraction. One leaves.
Yeah.
Bring somebody in. So
Yeah, man, Jaylen Heyward is that guy for CB. Gotta watch the tape for sure.
yeah,
Have you seen his tape?
I haven't. I haven't. No.
I haven't, because he was committed to Georgia. So it's like till something happens, you know what I mean? Like it's till an offer's on the table or something like that. I was like, I don't want to start, putting that out there, and then it's like, my young man might not be coming here.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's
could it be? I mean, we could look at it like fans will look at it like that. We just had somebody in the portal, a safety.
Yeah.
The timing just, the timing is the timing, right?
Yeah. The timing is the timing.
If you put 2 and 2 together, you know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah. There is, okay, I see what you're doing there. All right. Y'all follow the breadcrumbs.
If we looking at it like that,
But the question I have, if you want to, the question I have is like, can they jump to a roster again? Like, is the transfer portal window? I thought it was only open like right after the end of the season, to like that second signing day, and then like that second signing day, there was another 2-week period. That's why, like, I can't get like
right?
Yeah, because I couldn't find. I was looking earlier. I couldn't find like a clear. NCAA is murky with all this shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, how'd you get into the transfer portal now? Like, how can you jump in now? That number didn't make sense. The timing of it didn't make sense. But earlier in the week, another player in that secondary position, jumped into the transfer portal. So, you try to be honest and you try to make it work. But if you had a choice, right? This is us just talking. Jaylen Heyward, Zaquan Patterson.
I don't know, because I haven't watched. I don't know. I've watched Zaquan Patterson. I haven't watched Jaylen Heyward, man. So I can't honestly say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch that and
see. We have to break that down for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Jaylen Heyward decommits. Rumors, smoke. It's gonna be a Florida school, most likely, right? That's wherever he makes it.
I think that's the word. He wants to be in Florida. I think that's the word.
That's the word. Yeah. So with that one, and then we get this drop. CP sends us the link. Colin Simmons. Colin Simmons' mother.
I've been on that. I've been on that all. I haven't stopped. On the Colin Simmons train, son. Yes, I'm with it. You know what's crazy? Different subject. Terrence Lewis. Remember Terrence Lewis?
T2? Yeah.
He going to Hutch. He gonna be out there with my son, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's bananas.
Oh man, and that's crazy. Oh man,
that's bananas.
I think that's a great decision.
Colin Simmons, man. Yeah, I've been on it, man. So, mama love the Simmons family,
Yep.
Man, we would love to have you. We would love to have you.
Come on down. It's a 3-hour flight. It's a 3-hour flight from Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's an easy flight. I've done it many times. You know what I mean? It's a connected flight that I got to do for work a lot. Listen, I was surprised. I'm a straight flight.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to see that. If you know what I'm saying, like we kind of mentioned, we talked about it a little bit earlier, just talking about like what we would talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to see that because you hear so many like the Justin Scott stuff, right? Like you hear like these kids from the Midwest. Mom's in the family wants us to stay home. Mom goes, "No, I want it to be coached by Jason Taylor."
Mm-hmm.
That's different, right? Like that's not something you typically hear because moms are, you know what I'm saying, parents are going to parent. Like they want you close for them, you know what I'm saying? Like to make sure you're a little safer and you not too far. So what'd you think when you saw that, man?
I mean, it just goes to prove that every single recruitment is different, right? And you're saying mom may want you close to home, but some don't want you close to home. Some people want you to leave. You know what I mean? They want you to experience other things. They want you to get out of the situation, man. What if it's, a little dangerous environment or whatever where they at? And I don't know, but I'm just saying,
Right. In
some
general,
some parents want you to get out and see what's going on. So I'm not surprised by it. And, I was listening to Dono earlier. No, was it Dono? Somebody, I don't know. Mr. Bluestein, Larry Bluestein was on.
Yeah, he was on Dono.
He was on a couple shows. He was on Dono, but he was on the 6 Ring show too, or 3 Rings.
Five
rings.
rings.
I'm sorry.
One of the rings. All the rings. Sorry.
All them rings. 5 Rings show. Obviously, 5
so
rings.
much Kane's content, man. We all out here.
Right. Yeah. But he was talking about Coach Jason Taylor's resume, man. Like, people try to negative recruit like he didn't coach beast at STA. Like he didn't develop ridiculous talent at St. Thomas, man, who went on to go to the league and go to major college football. Like, his resume is his resume. Aside from his playing resume, he's developed some problems, man. You know what I mean? He's developed some guys. So that negative recruiting is not valid in this situation. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, the goal is to go to the league, right? So
that's it.
If you have Jason Taylor teaching you, I don't think you can go wrong with that, man, especially in this defense.
Yeah.
I just imagine Colin Simmons and Dylan Stewart or Lightfoot, or like you're just throwing pass rushes at you, man. Listen, all I imagine is 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8, and Colin Simmons, Dylan Stewart, Lightfoot, Ruben Bain, Najee Kelly, Cyrus Moss just rolling it. Like, what are we doing here, son? Malik Bryant.
Yeah.
Get into the quarterback. Yeah, man, you have
Josh Horton.
Unlimited legs. You know what I mean? You could keep, in this day and age, this football, you have to have a fresh D-line. You have to.
Yep.
You have to go 10 deep. You have to. 8, you have to go at least 8 to 10 deep, man. No question.
And the same.
Quality,
not like first 4, bottom. No, that's 8, but it's not the same 8 as
no drop off
right here. Yeah. The drop off, that's man. Fam, the names.
No drop offs, because offensive linemen, they're not subbing O-lines. O-lines are playing the whole game. You might have one swing lineman.
Yeah.
That's it. But you're not subbing O-lineman, man. So O-lineman out here in 90-degree Miami weather playing, you got to have a D-line, man. You got to have a D-line, man, that come through.
Whew, man. The D-lines you're talking.
That side is crazy, man. It's crazy.
The possibilities, man. Again, we're not getting hyped up. We dreaming here. All right, just like y'all dream. We just dreaming. Dreaming. But man, a Dylan Stewart, a Marquise Lightfoot, Colin Simmons, you throw him in with an Artavius Jones, a Josh Horton up the middle. You know what I'm saying? And Ahmad Moten, you know what I'm saying, in his 3rd year being the leader of that interior D line. Yeah, man, listen, it's different. The bodies look different. The technique is going to be different because, you know what I'm saying, you're being taught by a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest to ever do it. That's what every Hall of Famer is, by the way. They're all GOATs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At that time,
make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you make it to the Hall of Fame. Look, think of how many players make it to the league, and think how many players make it to all the motherfuckers are GOATs. So let's just keep that clear and, you know what I'm saying, clear and concise. What I was gonna say about the Jason Taylor thing, man, like, we remember back earlier in the fall or the spring, we'll talk about him going to Miami, and I started thinking a couple of days ago, I was like, man, Jason Taylor doesn't strike me as eventually he will be, right, like a head coach, D coordinator, all that. That's definitely in his future, 100%. But he's a guy that started at a small school, Akron, Ohio, right? Not highly recruited, was too small. So I not never speaking to him. Anybody who has, y'all can tell me like, yo, I'm gonna just work for everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just work. Like I wasn't highly recruited. I don't know what that's like. I had to develop technique, skill. I didn't look like any other pass rusher when I was in the league because nobody else looked like that.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of people have looked like that since. If we're keeping it a buck, they've all been more. I'm saying bigger, wider, and stronger and faster, right? But man, like what he killed you with was tenacity, perseverance, and technique. And those are things that don't fade. You know what I'm saying? That's why he did it for so long. And he's teaching, you know what I'm saying? You see the video of him teaching Kamarion Franklin, which is the name that we forgot. And in that spiel, right? Possibly committing at the
Definitely,
barbecue.
yes, definitely.
At the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? When you got 3 plates ready to go back to the hotel, you know what I'm saying? And so when you see how he's teaching and you see how he just loves to teach. You can see that through the short clips, man. So yeah, the negative recruiting doesn't work. And I just think and I just think he wants to make these young men better. Like I was listening to Blue on Dono and he was talking about a player that transferred into STA for like 1 year. Nick Bonito or something like
Nick
that.
Bonito, he went to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He was a problem.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk
And
about
we
that.
didn't never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't. No, we ain't talking about the past anymore. But said that he came there 1 year and literally got him to Oklahoma was because he wasn't highly recruited before he got to STA. Got to Oklahoma and he's in the league now. You know what I'm saying? Brennan Hunter, a guy that would something like that, something Hunter that was at STA with him, got him to the league. Went to LSU, got him to the league. Like, listen, man, it's proven already. Like he's done what he needs to do. And wait till you give him more bodies. There's gonna be more players like that. So Colin Simmons is crazy.
Pudding, man. Proof in the pudding, man. Colin Simmons is
Yeah,
crazy. We looked at, the film. We look at film that jump off, people that jump off the tape. Artavius Jones, Colin Simmons,
Yep.
Dylan Stewart.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Flyers.
It's that jump off the Cam. Cam jumps off the tape, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cam doesn't. Cam, like, I wonder how they found a jersey to fit Kamarion Franklin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, fam, like, how you? That young man is 17, 18 years old. I was like, bro, like that is what our seniors want to look like when they're graduating. Which that's the difference in body sizes that we talk about, right? So now you have coming into the season, you have everything relying on the season, right? Like we already talked about it. That's why we could talk about all these recruits, all these commits, all these decommits, and all the smoke and yada yada. The season is what matters. So we saw you were talking before we jumped on the show, a tight end, you know what I'm saying that's in the transfer portal saying what game should he go to?
John Galloway.
Yeah, man. So what you think would be the advice to give him what game he should go to?
Tavion, man, you got to come through for A&M, man. You got to come through. Yeah, you got to come through. It's second week of September. It's at night. No, it's at 3:30. It's at 3:30.
Yeah. I wish it was at night.
Yeah, it's at 3:30. It's gonna be crazy. The tailgating, you got to experience. Like every recruit got to walk through. Every recruit got to walk through the parking lot, man, and experience the tailgating because I love it. And I'm not even a people person. I am a people person, but I don't rock with crowds like that.
Yeah, I don't rock with crowds
environment, man. I love it. I love it, man. So yeah, man, you gotta. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. I'm not feeling that part of it, but it got to be A&M. It has to be A&M. I think.
Yeah, it's a game to go to. Yeah, A&M's the game for sure. Man, it's so many. It's just crazy when we start thinking about the possibilities, right? Like what we're in conversations for. So we go into next year, right, with a Jaylen Heyward, not Howard, Jaylen Heyward, and you have the possibilities of Zaquan Patterson, and you start looking at next year's depth chart. I don't know why that was so difficult. My Spanish came out in that one.
Oh,
I mean, and you start looking and not exactly sure what that secondary is going to look like with the safeties, right? There's going to be young. So what's our depth chart and what's our like? Where would our players right now be going into next year?
All right, so next year we're assuming James Williams and Cam Kitchens is gone, leaving.
Yes, sir.
So you got behind them, right?
Yeah.
For me, if we're replacing them, I got Markeith Williams replacing either one. Because I think they could be interchangeable.
Right.
Markeith and
Would be
Jaylen
junior?
Heyward. Markeith?
Yeah.
Fam, it's so hard to tell who's gonna be what for real. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's yeah.
All
I got
these.
you. Yeah,
so he's basically what is he now? A red shirt sophomore, maybe?
Okay, so he'd be a redshirt junior. He'd be a redshirt junior, which would be like his 4th year on campus, but his 3rd year of eligibility. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you're thinking Markeith and Jaden Harris?
Markeith and Jaden.
Okay.
Markeith and Caleb Spencer. You know what I mean? It's just, and if Brian Balaam stays, he's in the mix.
Yep.
Definitely.
Same thing. Yep.
You might look to a transfer portal guy.
Yeah, just to line up the class.
Yeah, an older transfer portal guy. You got freshmen coming in. Isaiah Thomas, Dylan Day. You know what I mean?
Underrated Dylan Day. I watch his tape. Underrated.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how stars are put up. Like I watch it, I was like, oh, but he didn't make it to a camp. I'm very confused. Like, can you? But they offered him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got it.
Yeah. So I think getting Zaquan on board is very important this class.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Very important. Very important. Because he's similar, by all accounts, similar to Cam back there.
Okay. Okay.
In that mold, Cam, similar to that. So
he's another Miami Gardens Raven, right?
He is.
I'm like, that's incredible.
Purple machine. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Kane's Inside for that interview, man. Having all those young men on there, that was dope.
Dope.
That was crazy. Man, like that Vincent Shavers too. Like
that picture of Shavers looking at the sideline, son. I was like, yeah. Something happened. Something happened.
Yeah.
It's a story.
They said something that had him hot. Yo. Yeah, man. Son, like, it's crazy, right? Like, just thinking about this. Like, we watched this university, right? We watched this football team, and in 3 years, those players that people tweeted about, got angry about, didn't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, in 3 years, 3 to 4 years, they're gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. Like, yo, like when you really think about this shit, like you think like this player is gonna be it, and then in 3 years he's not there anymore. You think that player is, I don't know, and then he ends up being the game changer. You just never know, and that's why I'm glad we don't do, you know what I'm saying, like hair trigger podcast where we just we're gonna talk about it. This guy committed, we're gonna talk about it. Let's sit with it for a couple of days and we talk about it. Because, you know what I'm saying, the decommitment happened last night with Jaylen Heyward, and then CB going crazy, you know what I mean? And I'm like, we gotta watch the tape. Because again, like there's so many players, man. Like what this is, you know what I'm saying? There's so many players out there and you're like, okay, but these are, because you're thinking he's committed to Georgia, right? Like you're thinking that's, you know what I'm saying, 2-time natty going for the 3rd this year. That's gonna be a hard one, but you just never know. Then again, like you said at the beginning, right? Like you never know if it was Georgia was like, hey man, we see you talking too much to other schools. I'm saying that's not how we move. Your spot can be taken because Georgia can say that. You never know. And Georgia's like, hey man, we chose to go in a different direction. Or if Jaylen Heyward was like, look, I think I would just want to stay home. And that's both parties they're right. So you just never know what's gonna happen. That's why, man, I tell y'all, like, and when we talk about it, December is what matters, man. All this shit is constantly flowing, constantly moving. A graphic don't matter. You know what I'm saying? One way or the other, it does till their name is on the paper and the money's there. You know what I'm saying? Because NILs can be broken for that. We saw that last year. We keep it moving, man. You can't have hair trigger responses to how a 17 or 18-year-old young man makes a decision. That's just not how I'm gonna move and how we move as a podcast.
And this staff don't stop, man. This staff is not gonna stop recruiting. I don't know about any other staff. I don't care, but this staff is not gonna stop recruiting, man. Not. If you're on the board, if you're high on the board, I don't care where you committed to right now.
Yep.
You're not stopping, man. Because again, you never know what can happen, man. A cat's favorite coach could bounce. He can go to the league, man. He can go to another school, take another job. You know what I mean? He can get fired. They can have a bad season. Everybody don't have a good season every year. You know what I mean? Even, Alabama, a bad season for them is what? Losing 2 games or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Nick Saban needs to be fired. Yeah.
Yeah, when you do that at Alabama, heads roll. You know what I mean? So that could happen. That could happen.
It's so many moving pieces, right? And that's why, like, I don't envy the people who do this for real. Because it's like, even the information you're giving, you could be as tapped in as you want to. Fam, there's been many crystal balls that have been totally wrong. And again, you don't put that on them. It's just like, you only go off the information. Like, maybe all the 5 stars got together, like, yo, man, let's just tell everybody everything's good everywhere. Then you got nothing. You know what I mean? Because they all talk. They know who's a 5-star. They all can reach out to each other through social media. And guess what? They have the right to do it. So just chill, man. Take a breath, man. Let's see what's popping. Oh man. But fam, I'm thinking about next year and the possibilities of what you just said. And the names you didn't even mention, right? Like that we're still in the conversation. Aiden Breland, Cam, you know what I'm saying? Dylan Stewart, Colin Simmons, Zaquan Patterson, maybe an Ellis Robinson.
Chris
you know
Cole.
Chris Cole. You know what I'm saying? Already committed. Cam Pruitt. Baller, versatile. We saw the tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many moving parts, man, and I love it. I think I do really love the versatility of the players that we're going to have coming in that are already committed. I don't think we've had something like that they could cover multiple positions, man, because that leads to depth, that leads to quality depth. So I'm excited about it, man.
And it's silent. Like, it's a lot of the movements are silent. Think about the Colin Simmons comment and smoke that just happened to come out today, right?
Yeah.
Then he posts that he's committing soon, or commitment date is coming soon.
Yeah.
Right? He posted that.
Last night, quick timeline. Last night, his mom, the article comes out from Kane's Warning that, that his mom wants Colin Simmons to be coached by Jason Taylor. Today, not 12 hours or 18 hours later, Colin Simmons, simple, no graphic, no nothing, just him thumbing it out. Commitment date coming soon. You're just like,
it's time. Whoa, like, they move in silence, man. And something Lightfoot, bam. We didn't know. Nobody knew that.
The day before,
JoJo.
Yeah.
Just
all accounts waiting to December. Everybody, he's waiting to December, waiting to the season. Marquise Lightfoot, we'll keep telling y'all, after we were done with the pod Sunday night, like, he's going to Ohio State. He's going to Ohio State. We're not even worried. Like, that's not even it's a foregone conclusion. He's moving. We talked about it because we always chop it up when it's all 3 of us for an hour after the show, just talking shit. Like, he's gone. Son, you know what was funny? I don't think I told you this story. So I'm watching the 247, right? And I'm standing there watching it because the smoke already come out, bad signals is out. You know what I'm saying? So we already know, but you never know until you know, right? Even with the hat or the balloons or whatever. So I'm watching it. My wife was like, what are you doing? I was like, yeah, I'm watching a 17-year-old kid commit possibly to my school to be a game changer. Like, what? Give me a second. Let me get these 6 minutes. I'm watching it, and the young man in the back row, in the third row back, like on his right, like right over his shoulder, he lifted up the noodle too early, so I saw the orange. I was like, oh, we're good. All right, we're good. There's no other school had orange. If I would have seen red, I would have been like, oh shit. I saw orange. I was like, we're good. Just go ahead. He ruined your moment because everybody else saw it. Every Canes fan saw that orange, that the orange that matters. And then I was like, okay, we're good. Nothing to see here. Let's keep pushing. The grind continues.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yep. That's just what it is, man. And either way, like we said, either way, right? They commit. We gotta commit. We have a shitty season. Them cats will be moving. Them cats will be out of there.
All of them. Everybody's
going. Yeah. We get busy, then it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be over. Yeah. And not even fam. We were 5-7. You know what I mean? We turn around 8-5, 9-4. Listen.
Man. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a problem.
I see. Right, I think it's happening, man. I think it's happening. I think it's happening.
Yeah, I think the conversations. I think the conversations that are being had are way more honest and genuine. I don't look, man. It could be my Miami bias. You see it on the shelf. I'm biased as fuck. This isn't like, oh, I can see this with a clear eyes. No, fuck that. I'm a Canes fan first. I think the conversation that they're having have to be honest across the board. Because you can't lie. Like you can't be like, hey man, like you can't bash that team that you had last year because that was your team. Like, look, we moved in a different door. You can't politic it. You have to be, look, man, we fucked up last year. We're trying to get this shit right. With bodies like you, we're gonna get this shit right. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We need you out there. That's it. Like it doesn't have to be like some whole, you know what I'm saying, big show, all this shit. Nah, look, this is what it is. Don't need you taking pictures in a Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? None of that other shit. None of that other shit. We'll pick you up in these black SUVs. We're gonna talk. We'll send you back in the black SUVs. We'll put you up in a nice hotel because you deserve it. You came all the way out here, and we tell you how it is, and we move on. That's it. Yep. That's it, man. All right, let's get into this Canes wear because we got a lot of questions, man. Shout out to the family, man. You know what I'm saying? Dropping questions.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive just south of I-595 or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Yeah, man, y'all already know, man. It's Caneswear, man. You see it on the shirt, man. Big headed as fuck over here, man. They find a hat for me, man. If they can find a hat for me, they can get you whatever you need, man. Go check them out, man. All right.
I don't know if I'm getting them sneakers, man. I don't know if I'm getting them kicks, man. I don't know.
I'll say this. I'm glad I got my orange already. You know what I mean? You saw them at spring game. That might be my game kicks. Hey, go if you like them, go get them. But this is our honest review. Don't like my only problem is that front lip, like where the toe is.
Everybody's problem. That's
that everybody. Orange.
There's no reason for that.
Why is that orange dimmer than the rest of it? Go bright as fuck. It's Miami. Like if anything, go neon orange. Go bright as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you remember them South Beach LeBrons? Yeah, they were like gray with the pink and the fam. Like neon pink, neon. That had nothing to do with Miami. None of those. They started making jerseys off of that shoe later. Yeah, like man. You go bright, man. Come on, man.
You could have left it black. You know what I mean?
Could have left it black. I would have appreciated an all black, black, and then like with green and orange.
I probably would have got them.
Yeah, that front toe thing is. Sorry, just hey, listen. Sorry, Brendan Jeff. You didn't design the shoe. It's not your fault, but the Adidas, fam, like in the debate this week has been Adidas versus Nike. Fam, that you could have just highlighted, made that a little brighter. Made that a little brighter. You needed to make it brighter, man. You really did. All right, man. All right, look, we got called out on these questions, Joe. Especially this one right here. Look, man, this one was personal. He watches the show, listens to the show. But hey, I got real personal with this question. I got Poke Kane says most overused terms when talking about recruits. We've all used them before, but here are some of mine. That's my guy. So personal. He's a beast. Okay, disrespectful. Ain't gonna be a problem. All right.
Pope, I don't understand, Pope. We had you on the show.
Yeah, we did.
And we welcomed you with open arms. We had a good time. We laughed, joked, got the story. And then you just come at us like this, man. You come at us with all of our say. This is what we say. So.
The only one would have made it worse is how about keep it a buck. Motherfucker, that's it.
That's all we say, son. So we got to find something different. Is that what you're saying? We're using it till we got to find something different? Poke.
Can I tell you my least favorite saying that I've never understood? And I'm to keep it a buck, Poke. If you say we got it, can't say keep it a buck, you might never be on the show again. We're trying to make you our baseball correspondent, put it right on the show. But hey, keep it a buck. That we have nothing else to say.
That's right.
I've never understood he's a dog. If I'm keeping it a buck, because we both have dogs. What do those motherfuckers do all day? Sleep, eat, and shit. Like, but there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a trained Belgian Malinois from John Wick 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A dog.
Yeah, like a dog.
Beast,
like I've
You
never.
know what I mean?
Yeah, beast.
Yeah.
I've never understood it. I was like,
so I mean, are we to say he's exemplary?
Yes. Okay, we didn't have to go.
he's
phenomenal. He's extraordinary. Just
I don't know what to say now. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with some.
Yeah, we'll come up with some alternatives.
Seldom used terms. We'll come up with some seldom.
Yeah, but you know what's fucked up about that is once they start being used and they're put in the lexicon, then we got to come up with some other shit. You know what? Fucking
we just gotta do
whole thing. We're gonna say the same shit. That's my guy. He's a beast and gonna be a problem. Just formulate because then the next thing is, oh, you know what else is overused? He's exemplary. Motherfuckers use it too much. First of all, if we start saying he's exemplary, that's a good time because that means you're around some smart people and they understand what that means. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it a buck. Pope, you're on probation, and you're on an 0-2 count. Who the fuck? First of all, real quick, you like
baseball terms. So we'll use baseball terms. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, hey, real quick, do you like carrot cake?
I don't dislike it, but I'm not picking carrot cake
ever
to like rock with. You know what I mean? I don't like it, but I'm not like, yo, let me get that carrot cake, baby. No, I'm not.
Hey, did y'all make that carrot cake this time? No,
that carrot, yo, give me some of that carrot cake. Nah, I'm not.
I will take the carrot cake to go. Yeah, just put it. No. Oh no, nobody else ate it. It's completely uneaten. Yeah, I'll take it.
Nah.
All right, man. Our guy Poke had another question that we'll get to at the end. All right, so from Heels 919, shout out to him, man. Colin, saying that he wanted somebody on the show. Made that happen for you, man. That's coming. All right, so 3 over and underrated players on the roster. Okay, so
all right. So listen, we're not gonna do overrated. We're not gonna do overrated. Maybe we'll look at it as unproven
to be determined. To be determined. Yeah.
All right. So we'll do underrated, who we think is underrated, and then we'll do 3 to be determined guys.
Yeah. All right, so 3 underrated. I'll start with underrated for me.
Underrated.
Jaylen Harris. Okay. I think what we saw consistently. Look, it was a spring game, but tackling is tackling. That shit doesn't change from a game to another. Right? Like if you can tackle in the spring game where you're taking it light, you can tackle in the game. So I go Jaylen Harris. All right, so that's defense. Offense. Underrated. Can I say an honest Cooper? Because we saw.
How's he underrated though? Who's talking about him being not good?
Yeah, I think because he's forgotten because of the transfers that we've gotten and the 5 stars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's our right guard for the next 2 years. This year, next year, and then goes to the league and probably I don't know how where guards are drafted, but I think he's an NFL player, no doubt.
Right.
And personally I love that he can like when we saw him balling out and pulling very similar Artavius tape, right? Doing some outlandish athletic shit. If you remember his tape, he you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He has the athleticism was I think close to 400 pounds when he and like came in and dropped to like
Yeah.
350.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like shows dedication, that shows discipline. So yeah, just I'm saying underrated as far because he's everybody says Samson, Francis. You know what I'm saying? He's like that fifth guy named. So I'll put him as underrated for that position.
Okay.
And number 3 underrated. All right. Underrated, man. That there one's coming in tough because
All right.
there's transfers. I can't say transfers because we haven't seen like I wasn't watching a lot of UCF games to know what Matt Lee or Devontae Brown did. You know, keeping it a buck. I don't even know what time they play. So I'm gonna go underrated. Damn, I'm finding it if I'm keeping it. And it's not to say that like that there isn't underrated players. I'm just finding it tough to find the third name
Okay.
because it's like just being
So
honest.
what about the unproven or yet to be determined?
All right, this is where it gets all right. Okay, don't know how to start. Okay, Don Chaney,
Okay.
keeping it a buck. I know
Mhm.
we all know the disclaimer with him if he's healthy, but that's unproven. To Corey Couch, don't know, don't like like to Corey Couch and who's that other star player? The other star backer that plays in like in that similar position that I cannot remember the name of. That's still here.
Still here.
Damn it.
Plays the star.
Yeah, Corey Couch plays a star, right?
Corey Cows, all we see is Jaden Harris. I think James Williams sometimes will
James
drop
Williams,
the star. Markeith.
yeah, will drop the star.
Markeith will play the
Yeah,
star.
I guess I'll go to Corey Couch and I'll put to Corey Couch there, and then uh, hmm, 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 hmm. It's hard because like when you start naming names, people are like, "Oh, but you know what I'm saying," especially with the question. Like you don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
But it ain't. That's why we changed it. That's why we
That's why we
changed it
changed it.
from
All right, what you
overrated
got?
to just a little bit unproven. So
A little bit unproven.
um,
Daryl Porter.
okay.
Daryl Porter.
Questions about Darryl, yeah.
Questions about Daryl Porter. Yeah.
We didn't see enough last season to really,
Yeah.
know what's going on.
And so you go into you think about last season, right? I don't know if he had injuries. That's what I'm saying. They keep that very close to the chest. But we saw the players at that position getting burned. Yes, they both got drafted, but it becomes a thing is like this next guy isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you just start to question like this next guy isn't better to they're already getting toasted. The next guy can't do a little bit.
Bring somebody.
Yeah, might as
can't do no worse, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like they brought in Malik Curtis, right? Malik Curtis, and he got toasted, but he's a freshman. Like that's supposed to happen. He's getting his first burn and shit like that. But
what's ill is that it's crazy to try to figure out or explain how somebody like who's the corner freak? DJ Ivy and who's on the other side?
Can't remember his name either, bro.
The cat from Georgia.
Stevenson.
Yeah. Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah.
Subpar year. DJ Ivy, by all accounts, had a terrible year. I don't think it was that bad. It was bad. He had bad moments, but
highlighted bad moments.
Okay, yeah. Tyreek Stevenson played good, but it wasn't fantastic. Now in the league, they're getting praised. High high praises in combine, high praises in workouts.
Both drafted, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so development, right? You know what I mean? Coaching. You know, how were we not able to get that out of these guys?
Well, because also we go into the fact that they had three different defensive coordinators and three different position coaches in their last 3 years, right? So it's a lot of turnover, a lot of different language. So and again, these players have to deal with the same thing because the same people aren't here. The same position coaches, but it's a different D coordinator again. You know, so kind of hope the language is a little bit better, and it's that second year of Coach Adai. So
facts. All right, I'll go 3 unproven. Number 1, Tyler Van Dyke, quarterback.
Ooh, okay.
You know, we saw the last half of the season with the last regime. And it was fantastic, right? Glimpses. We saw, you know, he was going into next year. We thought, it was going to be popping, but whatever happened last year happened. So to me, he has a lot to prove this season.
Okay.
A lot to prove. Matt Lee, to me. We saw him at the spring game.
Yeah.
It was a spring game.
Yep.
But I didn't see what I wanted to see out of that spring, just from that spring game, you know.
Yep.
So I think he has a lot to prove. And he's really, I mean, we keeping it a buck. After him,
real light, real thin, real.
You know, so I understand he's the quarterback of the O-line, and he's taking that job, and by all accounts, he's done well. You know, everybody's talking about he's doing very well. So I believe he's gonna do well. I just, I need to see it. A third, my guy, man. This is my guy, but I need to see James Williams, man. I need the 5-star James Williams.
Yeah.
I need to
honorable mention LT at the D tackle. I need to see it. Yeah.
I need especially from James, man, because I understand the injury, the shoulder, but the shoulder's fully repaired now.
Mm-hmm.
He has a D coordinator who's a safeties coach.
Yep.
I don't think, I think this should be the money year. I think this should be the best season from James Williams. I think we should see the best James Williams, but we're still waiting to see it, right?
Yeah.
Underrated. For the reasons you said about Chaney, I'm going to say he's underrated.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen him because of injury, but I think people forgetting what we did see. When we saw it.
I thought it was going to be a 3-year starter. I remember his first carry. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, when was the last time we had this? And then some weird tackle out of the goal line out for the year. I'll never forget that shit. I was like, oh, and then again, and then a freak. Like, it's just, yeah. Both sides, and it makes sense to have him on both lists, right? Like, because it makes, because one is like he could, but then the other one's like, but he, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I get you. All right.
Yeah, I definitely. Underrated. I'm staying. It's gonna be crazy. Right. Henry Parrish, man. I think he's underrated. I think a lot of people, because
he can't take that ball 80 yards, because he can't take the ball 80.
Because he's not the explosive guy. He's not as talented as Chaney, as some of the freshmen coming in. I think people look at it like he's not good, when in actuality, he catches the ball out the backfield. He picks up a blitz. He runs between the tackles. He can make people miss. He can. He can have explosive plays. He does everything well. You know what I mean? He's not the best at any one thing except for probably picking up the blitz. But he does everything well. So I think he's underrated for that.
Hey, Heel 919, man. This is a great question. Want to give you a $10 gift card to Caneswear, man. So send us your you know what I'm saying, your email and stuff to our Twitter, and we'll get you right, man. Hell of a question. This is a great conversation. All right, number 3.
One more. Probably the whole tight end room, but Elijah Arroyo, most likely in that room, because we saw the glimpses before the injury. We saw the beast. Yeah, we're gonna say beast. We saw the exemplary play from we saw Elijah Arroyo put people in the dirt. We saw him just thug people out as a freshman. We saw him catching the ball. We saw explosive plays before he got hurt. And he's one of the pop off the tape films I watched that year. His high school film was incredible. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Coach Hayes.
Yeah, his high school film was incredible when I watched him, because they had him split out. They had him doing everything, man. And he just looked so smooth. He made it look easy. And he played in Texas, man. It's good, solid football.
It's good football.
Yeah.
Football.
I'm gonna say Elijah as my third. Yeah.
Going back to your Henry Parrish comment before we get to these next questions, man, I was watching before we came on. I was like, I'm curious about this. I was watching AJ Allen's high school tape. We always say tape because we old as fuck, but you know what I'm saying? It's high school YouTube, like the huddle on YouTube. Fam, impressive. Impressive. I'm not sitting here trying to boost him up or none of that. But I was like, okay, he had.
Where did he go to high school at?
I don't remember, and I literally just saw it. It might have. Man, I wish I could remember. My bad.
AJ,
it was somewhere Midwest.
Is he from? Oh no, he's from Louisiana.
Yeah, so good football.
Oh, Louisiana,
yeah, good football. And watch that tape. It gives me, if I'm keeping it a buck, right? Because we watch the tape together. It gives me Kevin Riley, like that type of, in that type of space.
I was born like 2010.
Guys,
what you doing over there, man? Hey, man. So yeah, all right, man. So yeah, Heel 919, man. Hit me up, man. Hit us up on Twitter at You Heard Pod for a $10 gift card. All right, this is a good question, man. From B More King, what's the biggest improvement you're looking to see from Coach Cristobal as the head coach outside of recruiting? So I went first last time. Kick it over to you, big bro.
Everybody talks about the in-game management. When to call a timeout. When to let certain things ride. And I see that. We all see that. I think just overall experience of being a head coach, learning to let go of the reins. When you trust coordinators, because Coach Cristobal is not an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, he's an O-line, he's a position coach. I think he should be willing to trust who he's brought into the building. You made these hires, you trusted these coordinators, so it's time to actually let them rock, let them cook, trust them. more. So just letting go a little bit more, because people like him, man. There's a lot, and I think my co-host is like this too. They're perfectionists, man. Benny Boondocks is a perfectionist, man.
Yeah, I am.
He gotta have his hands on everything.
Everything.
I
Yeah.
mean,
100% right.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Cristobal's like that, man. And those guys are dope, man, because when it comes to this, Benny Rod, you know what I mean? I'm like, handle that, son. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and in the coaching world, you gotta trust your coordinators, man. You're only as good as your coordinators, man. You know what I mean? So you gotta trust the coordinator. So I think that's the improvement I would want to see from him.
Yeah, every word you said. And look, thank you for comparing me to, to Coach Cristobal. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, look, as as the crystal ball of this whole thing, right? But yeah, you gotta trust your coordinators, man, and you gotta be honest, and you always gotta keep it a buck with them. You blurry again, fam. Why does this happen? What?
There you go. Oh, shit.
There you go. Yeah, I think,
No.
and I think he's already shown that he's doing that though, right? Like you see the recruits that he's with the recruiting, right? Like if you think he's just gonna go for the big name like he did last year with the coordinators, right? You wouldn't necessarily say, all right, yeah, let's focus on the quote unquote 3-star quarterback in Judd Anderson as our guy. You know what I mean? You'd only go for the 5 stars and you go star chasing. You wouldn't necessarily let your coordinator go with a Dylan Day out of this, out of the school in Louisiana, because because his D coordinator was already talking to him and trust him. Like that trust seems to be there more already. You know what I'm saying? Because he took so long. Who knows how many times he interviewed Coach Guidry and Coach Dawson, for real? Like we might know. Some people might know. I mean, there's some people who are in the know who's like, yeah, it was either 7 or 8 times, or who knows how many phone conversations, FaceTime, Zooms, what? Hey man, what play would you run on this one? We don't know how that whole process went.
Okay.
So trusting his coordinators, and there's that look, man. There's that part of me, just me being on the content side, right? It's like I kind of want him to be a little like at ACC Media Day. This has nothing. I want him to be spicy. I want him, when because they're gonna ask him about Brent Venables.
It's not happening.
I know it's not gonna happen, but you know what he's gonna do? This is I've been.
He's gonna throw a shot.
I've been practicing.
He's gonna throw. Yeah. It's gonna be a classy shot.
He's gonna be like, when they ask him, Coach Mario, what did you think about what Coach Venables said about you last week? It's unfortunate that that coach is getting mixed up with this social media aspect of the stuff going on nowadays, and he does that thing where he sucks. When he always wants to say something else, he stops himself. I caught that. He goes, yeah, man, but we just try to focus on ourselves and we don't listen to outside noise. That's it. That's all it's gonna be.
Outside noise.
Outside noise. All that shit is noise, man. And also, it's stupid to invite noise.
Hopefully, we'll see them in a playoff game or something. He might slip something. Hopefully, we'll get an opportunity to see them.
Yeah, there's gonna be some get back. At some point, there's gonna be some get back, man.
Yeah,
that was wild. Just also don't invite noise. Why would you invite noise when you had a school that hasn't lost more than 25 years? You the worst coach. Should just stop talking, man. Yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, from our guy Panhandle King, one of the OGs. Who is your under the radar player that wouldn't surprise you getting some burn this season? All right, Ray, right? Would you say he's under the radar? Because everybody talking about him. But you know what? I'm not gonna. That's too out. Shamar Kirk, man. I think Shamar Kirk. Shimmy's gonna get. Yeah.
That was
He's
gonna
get some burn, man. I know. Thank God I went first. Thank God. Whew, because after that it would have been saying like receiver Robbie, or or bully Bobby, but or backer Bobby, bully Bobby's better. But yeah, man, Shimmy Shamar. I think Shimmy Shamar is gonna surprise some people. I think he's gonna come in there I think he's gonna end up being number 2 or 3 after X in that spot.
Yeah.
If just thinking of, what I'm saying, just thinking about
Yeah,
it. He
because
already has experience.
he can play on the outside too, though. So I think he's versatile. You could line him up at X or Y, Y or Z. I'm sorry, or
Yeah.
put him in the slot. Yeah. I think
what
he
you
can
got?
be both. So him and Jacoby, can be outside. Jacoby George,
Yep.
on the other side
Oh,
of.
can I go back? Can I go back and change one of my answers to unproven Jacoby George?
Jacoby George? Yeah, definitely. That's definitely one.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Yeah.
Under the radar, man. I think Jaylen Harris, man, is gonna get a lot of snaps, man. I think Jaylen Harris is gonna get a lot of snaps back there, man.
Facts.
I just like what I saw, man. And again, it was a spring game, but I just
Stood out.
like the way he was. Yeah, he stood out. He was flying around, making plays,
Physical.
making tackles, breaking up passes, man. Yeah, he was where he was supposed to be. And I like Jaylen Harris, so I think he'll be
all facts. All facts on that one. Yeah, man. We got one more. Poke Kane. I couldn't find the question, but I remember it. He asked, "What?" I'm saying at a barbecue, what is your ideal spread of food? Because he had to. Because I feel like this is a CB question. Because CB be eating, and I did say on the clip. I'm saying I'm the fat guy at the pod. So at a barbecue, what is your ideal spread of food? This one goes to you first. Is it carrot cake? Carrot cake,
Yeah. So ribs,
pork or
burgers.
beef?
I have to do pork with it. I'm sorry. Beef ribs is good.
Pork is so much better.
But pork.
But they're not pork.
Yeah,
they're not pork.
Yep. Hot dogs, burgers. I'm not a brats fan, so no brats for me. Corn on the cob, baked beans.
Yeah, grilled. Yeah. Baked beans for sure.
Baked beans. I like mac and cheese at a barbecue.
You ever had smoked mac and cheese?
I have. Yeah.
That shit fire. Yeah. That shit
That's really the main joints, you know what I mean? For me. Brisket. Yeah, I rock with I do rock with brisket. I don't need it, but if it's there, I rock with brisket. Yeah.
I do. I'm saying I rock with brisket heavy. I'm saying that's especially like during COVID and all that shit. Man, I like got addicted to smoking. Like I was like, let me try different shit and watch videos. So brisket for sure. Brisket and burnt ends. Fam, if y'all never had a burnt end and you've only had like the flat side of a brisket, you ain't really had a brisket yet. Those burnt ends cut up. You know what I'm saying? So that's everything you said, 100%. Corn on the cob and potato salad. Yeah, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, gotta have potato salad at a barbecue at all times. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all that. I guess he's going to a lot of games this year. Cool places to stay. Last three times we come down, they said in Hollandale Beach. That's a good area. I'm saying that's a cool little spot. Hollandale Beach and hung out in Hollywood. Now, Chad, also information we need is like what age are you at? You know what I'm saying? You got kids, you're trying to do some chill.
What are you trying to do, man?
Yeah, what are you trying to do? So let us know. We'll do a follow-up on the next pod. You know what I'm saying? What exactly are you trying to get into? You trying to go out? You trying to see the city? Because you know what I'm saying, then we could obviously I'm retired now, you know what I'm saying? Jersey's hung up in the rafters. But there's tons of places to go in Broward, tons of places to go down in Miami, especially after a game. There's always, you know what I'm saying, there's always a meetup, always something like that to chop it up at, man. So as far as places to stay, I can't really answer that. I got family there and I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I just go stay with my family and just kick it and chill out. what I'm saying? Joe brings the family down. So where do you
Yeah,
stay at, Joe, when you come down?
we've usually stayed around the Plantation, Sunrise area.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of, by around where Canesware is at, for real, keeping it
Yeah.
a buck.
What's the tell them the place you always go eat at though? That you when you're
Christoph's
down there.
Cafe. Christoph's Cafe,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah. Line out the door. I tried to go to the following day. It was not happening. Not happening at all, man.
Yeah,
Not
man.
happening at all.
Christoph's. We rock at Christoph's, man. But when we first started going down there, we were staying in Miami, South
Yep.
Beach area. That if you got a family and all that, nah,
That
that's
is
not.
it's too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too loud.
It's not where you want to
too
be
wild,
at,
man.
You wake up and go to eat. Weed is in the air from early to
The whole time.
all day. Yeah, you
All
catch
day,
it.
yeah.
You catch in contact all day, so you don't want your kids catching contact.
Yeah.
You know
Now
what I mean?
again, Chad, if that's the vibe you're going for, Miami Beach
Yeah.
is a better place. If I'm keeping it a buck, Miami Beach. If I'm saying young, you know what I'm saying, trying to party, let's say Miami
Yeah.
Beach, and you got to worry about driving because everything's right there. You have a great time. Now, if you're trying to do something more chill, Hollandale is a good spot, man. You got family, you can cool out there. So you know what I'm saying. Don't just because it's the place you've always gone to doesn't mean it's a bad thing, man. It's the reason why you picked it. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Sometimes it's good to stay cool and stay chill. All right, man. I got nothing else for y'all, man. Joe, you got anything?
Nah, man. I'm chilling, man. I appreciate all of you guys, man. We're over what? How many views? How many? I'm sorry, subs. We're
1,050.
over 1,000. Yeah.
Over 1,000, like
Closing in,
1,058, 1,050, something like that. Last count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closing in, man. We trying to reach 2 by first game. Trying to reach 2K
Yeah,
by first game, man. So, keep on sharing, man. Keep on coming through to the page. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, man. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
To the season
man, look.
starts.
Yeah, man, we reached 1,000 in the off season. I remember give y'all something behind the pod. I remember right before the season ended. Like, what we gonna talk about all off season? Not even thinking like recruiting, right? Like when recruiting isn't happening during dead periods, and we find something because it's just, I'm saying there's always something to talk about. Well, and we learned that very quickly. Hey, man, want to give a quick shout out to the third member of the pod, man, third member of the family, our guy CB. Listen, man, me and Joe talked about it. You know what I'm saying? When we first started getting in contact with him, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Joe, like this is gonna do it, man. This guy's gonna be a hell of an addition. Before everybody was like, oh, see, like this is one of those where I'm saying the crystal ball, and I'm saying if I'm crystal ball, my guy right here is Alonso Highsmith. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we doing here, man. Like we recognize that we saw it early, man. Shout out to you, man. We told you yesterday, man, like, yo, you've grown, you've helped us grow our social media. And you've just been, I'm saying, A1 since day one, man. It's not, it comes natural to you, man. Now we got to talk about your eating habits. Still trying to figure that whole thing out.
When you start to eat better, you'll be around longer. You know what I mean? So
we're trying to keep you around, man.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna send you a care. I think I'm gonna send you a care package, son. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna send you
a cookie on his second live stream. Like you couldn't wait 10 seconds, fam. You could have ended the live stream and eaten it after. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? Yo,
I think I'm gonna send a healthy care package to CB, man.
A bunch of apples. That's a watermelon.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. We up out of here, man. It's that You Heard podcast, man. Thank y'all again, man. Peace.